My God. It's the simple things in life to give us the charge we need. Sometimes all we got to do is just reflect. If he did it before, no matter what it was, or no matter what you're dealing with, he'll do it again. If you can get that in your spirit, you're going to be all right this morning. Oh, man. My God. That's the charge I needed. My God. I tell you, I was sitting here kind of heavy. I was just like, man, I don't know if I can, when you look out here, I was feeling so heavy. I was thinking about my family, my Emmanuel family. And I was just thinking about the choir, the song, the dance, and everything that we've experienced in the last 2 years. And y'all, those kids just gave me the energy that I needed to go through this service. And they reminded me, Hodges, if he did it before, he can do it again. So that's good news, amen? Amen, amen, amen. There is a word, amen. Hallelujah. Man, somebody just need to whisper that in their spirit. Just need to whisper that in your spirit. Because I know some people came in here heavy. And what a word. See, sometimes we expect the word to come from different platforms and different venues. But some of y'all, that was your word right there. For what you're currently dealing with, that was your word. That was your moment. You were supposed to seize that moment. See, the Holy Ghost can come in any form, any shape, any fashion. And through the mouth of children. Look at God using children to speak to your broken spirit. My God. Giving honor to God, who's the head of all of our lives. The one who did it before, the one who's doing it again. Pastor Thompson. Leader maker. Always shaping people in the image of Christ. This was tough for me. Because that's my spiritual father. And I don't know, many of you, when you left home, not knowing if you'll ever see your family again. That's the reality that we face today. It's charting a new path. Starting over. But if he did it before, he'll do it again. So I'm encouraged. I'm hurt. I'm in pain. Because I love my pastor. I love this church. I've invested the last 2 years of my life in this church. It means a lot to me. And last week was probably my biggest growth in this church in 2 years. Listening to Sister Stephanie. It's probably the highlight of my career, of my life's experience here at Emmanuel. Just hearing her be transparent to this body. And it taught me that about relationships. You see, we don't really know each other. That's what it taught me. It said, how'd you say, most people, they just know you as a youth pastor. Some of them know you as a military guy. But do they really know who you are? Do they know how you feel? And I thought about all the sermons that I've had the opportunity to preach, and none of them really conveyed to you who I am. And it's not really important for you to understand who I am as important it is for you to understand who Jesus is. But I can help you understand who Jesus is by showing you and telling you who I am. Because then you will see my story just like I was able to see Stephanie's story. It's not easy story. But I'm going to share it with you because when I leave this place, I want you to be able to tell my story and hope that it leads someone to Christ, just like Stephanie's story led someone to Christ. And that's the charge that I give you, Emmanuel. You know, my life started out real simple. Grew up with a mother and a father. And at age 13, my mother took an illness. So here I am with a brother and a sister, 13 years old, without our mother. My stepfather was in his 30s. Stepfather made a conscious decision to raise 3 biological kids that was not his. But he didn't look at us as not being his kids. He looked at his commitment and his relationship with my mother and God. And as a result of the decision he made, we was able to grow up. But it got worse before it got better, because soon as my mother died, a decision was made to remove my sister from the home. They said she's too young and the 2 boys are too old. So not only did we just lose our mother, but now me and my brother are forced to see our sister being removed from our home. So was I mad at God? Absolutely. I resented God. And I made a vow to myself that I would not serve God. I was that angry. And I had made a conscious decision in my life. And you can be seated. But I made a conscious decision in my life at that time that the worst thing that could ever happen to me has already happened, so nothing else matters. And see, some of y'all are at that point right now. Y'all walking around with a lot of anger and a lot of hurt, saying the worst thing that happened to you doesn't happen to you, so I'm not going to worry about anything else. And then we walk our lives and we live our lives in that horrible state. But God had a plan. And see, we have to always be conscious, no matter what we're going through, that there's a bigger picture. And God has a card to play in everybody's life. And until he plays his card, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't matter what your situation is. And I remember just another 13-year-old kid, when I went back to school, and he was just trying to be compassionate, and he told me, he says, "Hey, I'm sorry about your mom." You know, I looked at him and I lashed at him and I said, "Don't feel sorry for me. Your mother is going to die one day." I was not old enough, mature enough to process his expression of love. He was simply trying to comfort me. And some people are simply trying to comfort you. But yet, we do not put ourselves in a position to receive it for our own healing, but to establish a relationship with the person who's trying to comfort us. Instead, we allow the enemy to deceive us, and it hinders us. But thank God that he doesn't leave us in that state. So when you look at Hodges, I don't want you to see the lieutenant colonel. I don't want you to see the youth pastor. I want you to see a person that experienced a great ordeal in his life. But I want you to take away that God did not abandon him. And neither will he abandon you. Every statistic in life should have told you that that man can't raise those kids by himself, because that's what the church said. A place where my mother invested her entire 33 years on earth. The same people, the same church I'm happy to report to you today that God's been good to me. We defied the odds. My brother, my sister, and I are all saved, are all serving. And it wasn't easy. From 13 to 32. And you can do the math. It's a long time to be angry with God. 13 to 32. I had made my decision that worst thing that ever happened to me, I'm good. So I'm going to chart my path. And I just started moving through life like that. At least that's the assumption that we think sometimes. God's grace was there the whole time. God had never left me nor forsaken me. But in my mind, I had convinced myself that I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And when I think about the countless number of situations I put myself in, the countless stupid decisions that I made, nothing but God. I am not supposed to be here based on the decisions that I've made throughout my life. I'm definitely not supposed to have a clearance. Somebody will get that in the morning. But God, grace. And so here I find myself in a relationship, and now I got a dilemma. I have children, I'm in a relationship, and now I can experience this pain again. And just that thought alone made me want to stay single for the rest of my life. The responsibility of having to experience the loss of another loved one, to go through that painful feeling in your heart when the greatest thing that ever happened to you is removed from your heart and nothing can seem to fill the void. So I had to make a decision. Do I want to enter in this relationship and possibly experience death again? I was okay when it's just me to worry about. That's how selfish we are. And I really gave that a lot of thought. And I said, I don't want to hurt again, so I'm not going to get serious with nobody. Somebody say, but God. God will put someone in your life that'll love you so hard, that'll love you so much, you can't even deny it. Even if you want to resist it, you can't deny it. And that's what my wife represents to me. That's what my children represents to me. Against the odds. If I had it my way, I would have made another decision. And I probably definitely wouldn't be in front of you today. Because I would have charted a new path. And that string of things, I could go on and tell you the miraculous things that have transpired up to that point. But we have a word. But I just wanted to set some conditions so some of you can be able to receive this word of God and trust in it and latch on to it. Because sometimes when you don't know a person, it's hard to believe that they can connect with your struggle. It's hard to believe that you can even identify with me. But now that you kind of know a little bit of who I am, I hope you're able to better receive this message. Because sometimes when a person on the outside looks pretty good and you say, well, you know, he's struggling, he got a good job, he can't even identify with me. And that's why it's important to be transparent for leaders. So hurting people can identify with you. That's why Jesus integrated himself into the lives of the poor and the downtrodden.